This video explains what the browser context is in Puppeteer, and how to practically use it. Here we go. But make sure to hit the like button in case you enjoyed, and subscribe to not miss new content. Imagine that instead of initializing a browser instance newly each time, which is a pretty expensive operation, we could use the same instance, but separate it into different individual sessions, so that these sessions would belong to some shared browser instance. Well, it's actually possible, and these sessions are known as browser contexts. The browser context is an API that Puppeteer exposes, just right to allow operating multiple independent browser sessions. A default browser context is created as soon as creating the browser instance, but we can create additional browser contexts as necessary. In practice, the browser context mainly comes in handy when we need to create incognito browser contexts, to avoid writing any browsing data to the disk. It's also handy when we need to apply a specific configuration on a session isolatedly, for instance, granting extra permissions. Let's see how to use the browser context in practice. As we already said, a default context is created once we create the browser instance automatically. We can access it anytime using the default browser context method, and so, it allows us to operate the default session. In order to create an incognito context, we merely need to invoke the createIncognitoBrowserContext method. Then, we can operate this private session without affecting the default context. In this example, we grant Puppeteer's website permission to use the camera. On top of that, we can check out all the open browser contexts through the browser contexts method, which simply returns an array with all of them. After running the file, we can see that both the default and the incognito contexts appear in the result array, and that's great. Basically, we could create more and more additional incognito contexts, and they would appear in the array as well. In order to close the incognito context, we simply need to invoke the close method. Alternatively, we can close the browser instance, and this would terminate all the contexts that belong to that browser instance. Note that the only way to terminate the default context is by closing the browser instance. Don't forget to hit the like button in case you enjoyed, and to subscribe to my channel.